Good evening, I'm Adrian Harewood.
And I'm Lucy Van Olden-Barneveld. As we told you at 5 o'clock, a young firefighter barely escaped with his life this afternoon while battling a blaze in the city's West End.
The fire broke out in a bungalow on Dundee Avenue in the area of Richmond and Carling. Jeff Semple joins us now live from the scene with more on what happened. Jeff.
Adrian, the fire investigators are still on the scene here, combing through the wreckage, trying to figure out exactly how this fire started. At this point, they believe it started in the basement of the bungalow here. The elderly couple who lives in the home say they smelled smoke and then saw flames coming up from the basement. They got out safely, and fire crews arrived within minutes. Now, the first team of 3 or 4 firefighters went in. I'm told they seemed to have the fire in the basement under control, but then all of a sudden, they believe the fire hit what they call a flashover point, where the whole room gets so hot that everything just ignites. And one of the firefighters, a young man believed to be in his early 20s, got trapped inside. The Mayday call came over the radio. More than 40 firefighters came to the scene here. They were able to pull him out of the basement window safely, but in order to do that, they had to cut off his oxygen tank, and I'm told he inhaled quite a lot of smoke. He was taken to hospital in critical condition. He remains in hospital in serious but stable condition, and as you can imagine, this whole ordeal has left many firefighters here very shaken up.
For many people, the choice is bundle up and skate. So that's what we've asked Jeff Semple to do this morning. Lace his blades. I want to see some good moves there, Jeff. Good Canadian boy.
I was practicing my triple axel before, Heather, but I think it still needs a little bit of work.
That's Jeff Buttle. You're Jeff Semple, so we're okay. Tell me about this. I mean, it's not too busy behind you right now, but that's a thoroughfare to the office, is it?
It certainly is, Heather, and although it is relatively empty right now, I am certainly not the only one out here this morning. I actually even saw just a short while ago someone biking along the ice, so I'm not sure how safe that is. But make no mistake that this is the coldest stretch we've seen in this region in about 5 years, and probably nowhere colder than right here on the Rideau Canal, which, along with being a 8-kilometer skateway, is also a bit of a wind tunnel. So the winds this morning, with the wind chill, we're seeing it feels like about minus 33 out here. And as you mentioned, that's making for a cold commute for the hundreds of thousands of people who have been left stranded by this transit strike that is now into its 37th day.
Jeff Semple is covering the story for us, and he joins us now from the scene. Jeff.
Adrian, all day people have been gathering here at the site to lay flowers here at the bus stop behind me, just over my right shoulder, in honor and memory of 36-year-old Leopold Renier, who was killed here last night after witnesses say a speeding car came flying up over top of this curb and flew about 20 feet, finally landing about where I'm standing here now, crashing into Renier and his wife. But I can tell you, we have just received a statement from the Ottawa Police Association on behalf of those officers, from Ottawa Police Association President Steve Boucher. In it, he says, as president of the Ottawa Police Association, I am concerned about the state of the morale and the sense of abandonment felt by our members. He goes on to say the men and women of the Ottawa Police Service put themselves in harm's way every day to protect the citizens of this city. The comments made by our leaders have led to the rush of judgment and has damaged the otherwise good relationship we have built with our community. That message from Ottawa Police Association President Steve Boucher. Adrian.
Okay, thanks for that, Jeff.
And Jeff Semple, of course, was also in the crowd today as Obama arrived on Parliament Hill. He joins us now live. Jeff, how were things out there today? What can you tell us?
Well, Lucy, it honestly felt like being more like being at a rock concert here than it did a presidential visit today. There were people chanting and holding up signs, and a mosh pit actually broke out at one point. But of course, this was not a rock show. This was the Barack show.
Jeff Semple is our reporter on this story, and he joins us now live. Jeff.
Adrian, a 20-year-old man is in hospital clinging to life after he and another man fell from the top of this cliff here on the western edge of Majors Hill Park early this morning. The 2 men fell from the top part of that cliff down about 10 meters or 30 feet, smashing into the service road you can see there just below. Now, police say 5 people in all were drinking near the top of this cliff at around 1 o'clock this morning. Friends say one of those men was 36-year-old Nelson Bush. They say it wasn't unusual to see Bush out late at night on the streets in this area and here in this park. But this morning, Bush got too close. They say he stood up near the edge and tried to look down over the edge of the cliff. That's when he stumbled and started to slide downwards. At that point, Bush's friend, a 20-year-old man, went out to try and grab him, but it was too late. The two men tumbled down the edge of this cliff, smashing into the concrete below.
Me to tell you that these is the Houses of Parliament, and we've got Jeff Semple. He's standing by live in Ottawa tonight. Jeff, what's going to happen on Parliament Hill?
Well, Diana, we're going to have to wait and see here. The sun has just set here over Parliament Hill in Ottawa, and of course, it's about to get a whole lot darker here. Thousands of people in the city are getting ready to turn out the lights, and many of those lights, as you said, are right here on Parliament Hill, where, of course, we have lots of federal government buildings, national landmarks like the Peace Tower here behind me, and when the clock on that Peace Tower strikes 8:30, this entire area will go black.